Hey friends and family, welcome to Marcie Creates. This is Marcie, and today we're going to do our Tutorial Tuesday. We're going to be using our special palette from the Bargain Bead Box, A Walk in the Woods, and we're going to make a bracelet today. I thought we'd do like a fun, kind of chunky, boho glam bracelet with a variety of things. If you recall, we do have our pieces from the Bargain Bead Box, and then we added some mustard yellow, teal, and a light green. And I do have some brass pieces left from the box. We've already made necklaces. I made another necklace while I was on vacation. For those of you who don't know, I was on vacation last week. I did put out some videos, but I had a very nice time in Michigan with my dad, my step goddess, Norma Jean, and we had a wonderful time just visiting, and I got to relax and get away from the day job for a while, which was wonderful. I did bring my beads with me. I did a little kit, and I'll just show you really quick. If you ever want to travel, you can just do a little box like this. And I know, look at all the duct tape, but I wanted to make sure it didn't bust in my compartment. And then I just brought all the beads I thought I would use. So I did an unboxing. So if I would suggest, if you ever travel, you can travel with your stuff. Sorry, I'm banging the camera. I did bring a like gooseneck, I don't know what you call it, kind of a clamp for my phone, so I could do my videos at my dad's table. So anyway, more about the vacation later. I did take some extra video of my time up there to share with you some of the things that I did. It is where I grew up in Michigan, and so we took a few field trips to places that I hadn't been in a really long time. So it was very nostalgic and very fun. And the weather was really gorgeous, and the trees, of course, were gorgeous. Stay tuned at the end of this video for a little sneak peek at Buddy. That's my dad's dog. He's a Sheltie, and he's adorable. So stay tuned for that. That'll be another little sneak peek of my vacation. But without further ado, what I thought we'd do today is maybe a multi-strand, kind of chunky, like I said, chunky bracelet. Just adding all these colors. I did get the new Bargain Bead Box yesterday for, I think it's for November. And I've got to do an unboxing of that as well. So, you'll be seeing that later on this week, along with some sneak peeks of the Winter Wonderland from Jesse James Beads, which the classes start this week. So I'll be giving you peeks of that. So thanks so much. And let's get started. So this is going to be our palette. Again, I'm just going to move this over. And like I said, I want to do like a multi-strand, kind of chunky bracelet. And I have a clasp. Let's see if I can find it. That I really like, that I thought I would use. It picks up the brass that's in the box. And I thought it would be real easy to add multi-strands to this. And then we'll just do one big round, either possibly like this guy. We might hook him like that and just do a really fun bracelet. So I don't do too many bracelets, but I like them. I don't know why I don't do them more often. I'm just going to move some of these beads up a little, and I'm going to pull out just a tad so you can see everything. I thought also I wanted to pick up more of these gemstones from the box, and I wanted to get a representation of each of these colors in the bracelet. So for me, I'm going to be making this for me. And I have pretty big wrists, so 7 inches and a quarter usually work for me, but I will be trying it on as I go. So here is our clasp. It's pretty big. It's about an inch. Okay, a little bit bigger than an inch. And then our toggle is about 3/4 of an inch. So you got about 2 inches right there already on your bracelet. So that's something to consider when you're making your bracelets. Let me pull out just a little so you can see what I'm talking about. Don't mind the cords over here, but this is what I'm talking about, measuring your pieces, because that will dictate how long your bracelet's going to be. So we have 2 inches pretty much spoken for. So we're going to do about 5 inches, which sounds like a lot, but it's really not. It depends on how thick. And of course, we're going to do several strands. Now, I am determined, like I said before, I think in the last video, when we used this colorway, that I am determined to use these pearls. So we are going to use them today. So I'm just going to pull these out. And I'm going to do, like I said, a multi-strand. So I'm going to lay out... Actually, let me pull this up a little. All right. I have to get I've got stains all over this from paints, and this is a drop cloth that I have on my desk. But anyway, that's going to bug me. Also, I don't want the camera to pick up this little stain over here, which the camera will try to focus in on like the tiniest thing. It's so funny. So I'm going to move these to the side. So I thought we would do a very fun strand of the pearls, and then maybe intersperse either orange or some of this teal. I actually think some of the teal might be pretty. I do want to use some of these leaves. Let me just dump this guy out. That'll be quicker. Yeah, so my beads are kind of a little bit haphazard from travel. I did have quite an adventure before I went. We had a lot of rain here in Texas, and I actually missed my flight when I was supposed to go out, and we had a little fender bender. We're okay. Nobody got hurt, but it made me miss my flight. So, sometimes, best laid plans. When you travel, you just gotta kind of go with the flow sometimes. But as far as flying, it was fine. I did have connecting flights, of course, but seemed like everybody was in a good mood. Sometimes, that's hit or miss when you're flying. So I thought I would do a little pattern of my rondelles. I'm just going to lay out the strands before I actually connect them. That's kind of how I like to do when I do multi-strand items. I like to kind of think it out first a little bit. Although I don't really have a plan other than I just want to use as much. Okay, so I'm already at 5 inches here. So that's going to be strand 1. And then I like to do, so when I do these there's going to be 3 strands of bracelet. Well, we already know what we're going to do with this. So that's going to be, let me just put these in a little dish because we know that's going to be strand 1. We'll just put this to the side. And then I think strand 2, I like to work out what I'm going to do first, and then I will play around with if I want to change anything up. So I do want to do less, this is very patterned. We're going to do more of a random pattern for this next bracelet. And I'm just picking up some beads from the bargain bead box, and also my colors that I picked out, some of the teals and the blue. I think I like this bright orange. I like this pearl. So then we can play around with where these are. And I think I'm going to add I like these little flowers here. These came from my stash, little check flowers. And let's see, maybe we'll put in, this came from the bead box. So this is going to be our random strand. We may do another random strand, we'll see. There's really no rhyme or reason. I mean, you could do it all random. This is just a little formula for me that I like to use. I'll do a pattern on one strand, and I'll do a random strand next, like this. So that'll be strand number 2. And the key with these chunky bracelets, you want a clasp that's going to be able to hold up to it. And I think that this is a really pretty, you know, lobster clasp. And that way, if it spins around on your hand too, it makes a nice focal. Not just the beads, but the actual hardware. So that'll be strand 2. And let's see, let's think about strand 3. We've got plenty of teal. I think I'd like to do some more, I don't know, maybe pick up some more of the brass. So maybe we'll grab one of these guys. Those are left. I do like these leaves. So maybe we'll grab these. I like this blue bead. Maybe we'll do a little bead cap and a little rondelle. Again, just thinking randomly. Here's a bead, a crimp bead we might need later. I think we should add some more pearls. Grab a couple more of those. Carnelian bead would be pretty. Let's see, we should do some, maybe a pop of orange right here. Maybe another brass or focal bead or round bead. Sorry, spacer bead. Boy, I went on vacation. I'm forgetting all my terminology. I was only gone a week. It was a really nice, relaxing week. Ate good food, slept well, had a great time with the family, just visiting and hanging out. So I think I can do one more bead. I think I'd like to grab another orange, maybe a round one. Okay, so I'm going to leave that there like that. I am going to need some more crimp beads. We'll pull those out. I am going to use some soft flex today. And what am I going to use? I'm going to use this Metallics soft flex. It kind of matches the brass nicely. So let's get started. So we're going to cut this guy into equal pieces, and I think I want to go 7 inches with these pieces because you want enough left on the end so you don't have trouble crimping. So we'll just cut 3 of those. And I like doing multi-strand bracelets because, well, the stack bracelets always look nice, you know, when you can mix and match individual bracelets. This has already got the stack look all in one bracelet, which is nice. So I got lots of nice messages from you all last week. You guys are fabulous. Like I said, I have the best viewers, the nicest viewers. And I hope your week treated you well last week, whatever it was you were doing. I did try to post some inspirational thing on our Facebook page. If you're just tuning in and you've not joined our Facebook page, do check it out under Marcie Creates. Lots of inspiration over there to be had. Okay, there's our strands. So I'm going to go ahead and get this going. Going to add my crimp bead. Oh, I need my crimpers. Do get your crimpers ready. I'm going to use my Zeron crimpers. These are my favorite. And we're just going to literally string through our clasp here. Our lobster clasp. And I think we may add some dangles to that, to this one. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But you do want enough play that you're see how I'm moving this? So that you're not, you don't want it so tight that you don't have movement in your bracelet. You want it to be comfortable, but you also don't want your wires to cross. So play around a little bit with the placement of it. Now I'm going to crimp this. I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to do any crimp covers. We'll see. I've seen it done both ways, but sometimes the crimp beads can scratch your wrist a little bit when you're wearing something, so that's why I like to use the crimp covers. Just crimping this shut right now. These are those wonderful crimp beads from Softlex that I love. And then we're just going to go ahead and string this guy. Yes, I enjoyed my time very much, and I really, sometimes I think we don't get enough, we don't, really should prioritize recharging the batteries. I think sometimes we go and go and go, and we glorify being busy, and really it doesn't do you any good. That's how you can get run down and stuff. Okay. Oh, and I forgot I was going to use this, so we are going to have to crimp this guy. Let me, actually, what I think I might do is, no, I think I'm gonna, I was thinking about a jump ring, but I don't want that to come off, so I am gonna crimp this. So we'll just come in here. Again, you want some movement. You do not want, so I probably should have cut this piece shorter. That's okay. I can use whatever's left over for an earring, and I'll just cut myself another piece. As you can tell, I did not plan this, so design on the fly is where it's at. Are you going to cooperate? There we go. Again, just keep in mind you don't want it super tight. You need a little movement. And I'm going to push him down just, I know my finger's in the way, but I don't want it quite that big, so I'm going to just make sure that that is not, that should do as far as moving. And I do want to make sure these aren't crossed. Our wires. Yeah, so Winter Wonderland starts this week. I'll definitely share those projects as I make them. They're doing it a little bit differently this time. So we've had it where we've had it all week. They're splitting it up throughout the whole month of November, which is pretty cool. And then they're doing little Zoom make parties every week, which is really fun to Zoom with everybody and make things. I'm going to hang on to this for the next. So one of the things I better do now, because I forgot about putting loops here, is I'm just going to remeasure this. Okay, and we're already at 5 inches. So we're going to have to put these to the side. I think maybe we'll do some dangles with that, because maybe I'll just do one bead. Maybe a small bead. What we don't want to do is make it so big that it's going to come off your wrist. So 5, let's see, I want to do 7. Oh, I guess we can do a little. I forgot, I need about 7 inches. And I'm also going to check my wrist here. So that might be all right. Never mind. A little rusty since I was off. So now we're going to add this piece. Again, we're going to take a crimp bead. You're going to make enough room. This is probably the most complicated piece, only because we're using this feather. And also, look at these little holes. You could hang dangles from that too. We might do that. We'll see. We'll see how it looks. I do love these crimp beads from Soft Flicks. They're fabulous. I think we've all seen when they don't work out. When they're not good quality, they pretty much disintegrate on you, which is a bummer. So, but it happens to all the best of us, believe me. One thing I would say for sure is don't scrimp on your crimps and your findings. You can, you know, use all types of variety of beads, but you definitely want your findings to be of good quality. I'm just gonna get rid of that little end right there. Okay. Very cute. Now I'm just keeping an eye on how long. Here is our clasp. So I can put about maybe 3 beads. So let's see. Grab this guy. Another thing I like to do when I'm doing random stuff is just using one side of a bead cap and then doing a spacer bead, or stack them. You could even stack them if you wanted. And let's see, let me grab this guy. I think this is going to be as long as we want to make it. I'm just going to double check with my wrist too. I think I could get away with maybe one more bead. I think my wrists are a little bigger than I thought. Let me see how that does. I have big feet too. I'm only 5'4", but I wear size 10 shoes. Go figure. All right. I think I'm going to add just one more little gemstone. Just a little tiny. I think this is one of those Hessianite garnets that came from the mix. All right. We're going to add our toggle. I'm just using one end of a toggle because we're going to hook it like that. I'm going to have to dig out some more crimp beads. And you could just leave it like this. You could just do one strand. But I want the stack look, so, and it's fun when you got a big oversized lobster claw to make a nice multi-strand bracelet. And this way too, we've done earrings. I think we did 3 pair of earrings, a necklace. I did one on my vacation. I'll show you here in a minute. To kind of go with the set. And of course we made the other necklace one of those other nights before I went on vacation. So not too bad, and I still have beads left over. So, you know, when you add your beads, your stash to the bargain bead box, really, I mean, you can make a lot. Lots of jewelry. I'm just checking this for movement right now and making sure that those wires are not crossed. Okay. Now before I do my other, I just want to check this. And that looks like that's going to be perfect. So this is going to be our guide. And actually my wrist is bigger, so I've gone to 8 inches, but you need to measure yourself. You know, if you have a tiny wrist, obviously you won't be able to use as many beads. And I forgot about this. You do have to allot for the loops. So now we're going to do, let's do this strand next. I just want to make sure I have enough. I'm going to cut one more of these too, because I forgot that we had to hook that feather piece, which I really love. I love the detail on that feather piece from the box. I thought it'd be very cute too, maybe to make a dangle out of one of these little owls. Somewhere along here, we'll see. So let's do our next piece. Going to be, I think, the pearls that I've been dying to use. And I'm just going right alongside this first one that I did. And this lobster claw also has a very nice big opening hole, so you can put multi-strands very easily. And I like it too because, you know, if you wanted to use leather or suede, you could probably do that too, as big as this is. So that's nice because you can use a variety of materials in your multi-strand bracelet if you wanted, which also I think looks really cool. Let's see if I can get this. I'm just using copper. I didn't have any brass crimp tubes, but I think the copper looks okay. I'm just trying not to I don't want to run out of wire before we get to the end there. My fingers don't want to cooperate. Yeah, I came back, my day job, I came back to 600 emails. So that took up most of yesterday. Of course, you know, I have somebody covering for me. She does a fabulous job, so I came back to everything being handled. I just needed to see what was up. But my time's coming, because I'm sure my backups, I think she's going to take time off over the holidays. So, but she did a wonderful job covering for me, and I really appreciate it. That's so nice when you can go on vacation and not worry and totally forget the day job. You know, that is a nice thing when you've got good coworkers. So, Megan, I appreciate you. Her name is Megan. She's a sweetie. Okay, so this looks like it's going to be enough. So we're going to just string our pearls. I'm so happy. I just love these. And the wire I was trying to use every time, if you remember, was too thick to fit the pearls through. And I just love that they pick up that gold color in our colorway. I think it'll be really pretty with our earrings and our necklaces that we made. And that's one thing I do love about the Soft Flex. Pearls just glide on the Soft Flex. It is a delight to string with Soft Flex when you've got pearls. So FYI on that. Oh, when I was looking on the Soft Flex site, they've got some really pretty wire for the holidays. So if you haven't been on their site lately, check it out. And I did get their latest box, which I'll be doing an unboxing the end of the month. They are going to do theirs, I think, around the 30th of November. So mine will air after that. Of course, I always let them do their unboxing first, or they ask us to, because we don't want to ruin the surprise for everybody. So I try to honor that as much as possible. So I wait till they do their unboxing. So I'll probably film it this week, but I won't air it until they've done theirs. So I am going to need more of these, which does not bother me in the least. I love these pearls. I think these pearls are Hallcraft, which is the company that does the beads for Michaels. Okay. I did have to hop into a Hobby Lobby while I was in Michigan because I needed head pins and some of those little plastic things for behind the earring hooks so they don't slide off your ears. So I made earrings for Norma Jean, and I made earrings for her sister Sharon. She had us over for dinner, and we had a wonderful meal of enchiladas and chili, and it was delicious. My word, it was good. Okay, so here's our second strand. And I do need to find another crimp bead. There we go. I'm going to add him to our toggle. And again, I'm just coming right up to the side of the other strand that I already made. And I would say that's probably the only big challenge, is you have to kind of move it out of the way so that you can get in there and get your next strand crimped. So just take your time. It's not a race. It'll be worth it in the end. Okay. Let me move this down a little. And if you have to, you can come in, and one of the reasons why I like these Xuron, if you've got a tight space like this, you can come in and pull this up just a bit. There we go. We don't want it crossing. Just want to take your time. Sorry if I'm bumping this camera. I'm going to have to move the... I don't think I put the rig in the right place. I was in a hurry to get to this video today for you guys. Okay. And I'm okay if there's a little bit of space there. I actually think that's better depending on how you... I don't know how hard you are on your bracelets, but I can be a little bit tough on mine, and if there's a little play, that's actually better because then I don't run the risk of snapping it. So here's what we have so far. Very cute. We have one more one more strand. Let me just double check and make sure. I think I'm going to go on this side and have this pattern piece kind of in the middle. You can do it any way you want, of course. That is designer's choice. Let's grab another crimp, and we will add our third strand. So I'm going to come on the other side here. Oops. The last strand, you know, it can get a little bit tight. It depends on how big, you know, the item is that you're attaching this to. So make sure you're going to have plenty of room, whatever it is that you pick. I don't recall where I got this, but nice big, might have been bargain bead box, nice big lobster claw clasp. They're just so pretty when they're big and ornate like that. Definitely something nice to do on a bracelet. And this strand's going to be random. Let me just straighten this out a little. Okay. I just want to see how we have this laid out. Let's see. Okay. So here's our random stuff. Let's see, we'll put a crystal. I love these bright orange bicones. And these carnelian beads too. I definitely saw a lot of really pretty leaves while I was up in Michigan. And then it got really windy and a bunch of them went away, but there was still a ton of color. The weather was perfect. Then when I left, it was raining. and actually, when I touched down in Dallas, it was colder in Dallas than it was in Michigan. Apparently, we'd had tornadoes and all kinds of stuff the day before I got home. So that was crazy. I got to hear about that. All right, let's see. I think we've got room for a few more beads. I think I'm going to do another carnelian bead. Maybe we'll do a spacer bead in the brass. And maybe we'll do another orange bead. And I think, let's see. Maybe one more. Let me grab another pearl. I was determined to use those pearls. I'm delighted that I'm able to use these. Okay, so we're gonna, oh, we need our crimp bead. Don't forget the crimp beads. All right, and we're gonna attach that. Again, just take your time. It's going to want to fight you a little. The last strand's always the trickiest. I would just say go slow. It's not a race, like we said. Sometimes it helps too to pinch. See how I'm pinching this? And then you can kind of push up your crimp bead, or you can kind of twist it along too. Sometimes those edges want to catch onto the string. There we go. All right. So here is our stranded bracelet, our 3-strand bracelet. And I think maybe we'll do a few little dangles. I think that would be cute. This little guy would be cute, like hanging. We could hang him here with another little, let's see, oh, this is pretty. Maybe a garnet bead with him. And we could do another little dangle with the pearl, or actually, I do like using the pearl. Oh, but you know what? We're going to use a head pin, so let's see. Let's see if this head pin's going to fit through here. Oh, look, it does. Okay, cool. All right, we'll just do one little dangle. You can do more. I'm taking a little head pin off. And we're going to make a little wrapped loop for our owl. Hello, Mr. Owl. I did try a new drink this time that I was in Michigan. I tried it, and then y'all will probably laugh because it's not a new drink. It's a very old school drink, but I'd never had one before. And that's a Negroni. And I thought those were tasty. So, new drink for Marcie. I like wine and beer too, but sometimes you just want a nice cocktail. And I love Cosmos and I love martinis. But the Negroni was nice. It was a nice, not too sweet, not too bitter. I liked the balance of it. And of course, it was very pretty to look at in the glass. I liked the color. Of course, being an artist, you know, cocktails have to have nice colors. It's one of the reasons we love, I think, that Cosmo is. It's such that beautiful cranberry color. All right, so here's our little owl. Here is our pearl and our garnet. So cute. I like it. I think he needs a little sparkle too. Maybe we'll put one of these. I haven't really used too many of these, and they really are pretty, those crystals. Those also came in the box, and they just sparkle for days. Definitely gonna have to do some more earrings. But we gotta move on to our next box, you guys. I can't believe I got another box, and I haven't even finished this one yet. I am so sorry that this is moving. I'm trying very hard not to move this camera. I will get that fixed before we do the next video, because I know some of you get a little seasick, and I do apologize. All right. So I'm just going to add this guy to our feather. I think right here. They have perfectly placed holes for dangles. Can't pass the opportunity up. Okay, so I've got him right in there. Let me just shut that. Again, I love these to go into tight spaces. Very cool. Ooh. If you need to, you can come in with your flat nose pliers and make your wraps. doesn't want to cut. Ah, there we go. There we go. I'm going to tuck that end in. All right. So there is our little dangle. And this, I don't really mind that they're kind of twirled around. When you wear this, it's going to be twirled around anyway. Let's see if I can get this on. That's the key too. I need to get one of those. What do you call it? Somebody gave me the name. I can't think of the name. Well, you guys, I'll put this on off camera, but oh, look at there. That's helpful. Let's do this. Yeah, for those of you who are like me and you're single and you don't have anyone, I guess my mom could put it on for me. All right. I'm going to help putting this on, and then I'll be back. Take care. Okay, so listen. This is a little bit tight on me, as you can see. I will probably have to remake this. I have bigger wrists than I thought. So, this will fit most people. Like I said, I've got really big wrists. And so I would want a little bit more play. I don't mind it too much, but this may be too snug for you. If that happens, there's a couple things you can do. You could add another loop here, another link, which I may do. And you could just cut these ends and restring and use a jump ring here. That's another option. Or you can restring the whole thing. So it is not easy to put a bracelet on unless it's a stretchy bracelet, as we all know. I do like this design quite a bit. It does come on and off, just so you can see. I can take it off, but it is a little tight. So that happens when you make bracelets, even if you've measured as much as I did. So just be aware of that. I'm not going to redo it on camera, of course, but you know, in the interest of being transparent, it is a little snug for me. However, like I said, this is about 8 inches. So if you know your wrist. So I would just say maybe do another little 1/4 of an inch if you want a little more room. And, you know, but it's not bad. It's not cutting off my circulation or anything, but it is going to be harder to take on and off too. And then we do have a little bit of play, as you can see with this wire. And I did want to show you really quickly a little trick that I have. If you don't like all that wire showing, you can take this is a little trick I learned. You can take your crimp covers and you can add them at the end of things to make it look like a little bead, like a spacer bead. So if we were to come in here and you just pick up your spacer bead, your crimp cover, your crimp cover, and see that space? See how there's a lot of room? If that bothers you, you can come in and add a few. See, now it looks like a little brass bead. And you could do it on the other side. So guess what? It looks like you meant to do that. So yeah, bracelets can be tricky in the sense that you have to really measure. Unless you're doing a stretchy bracelet. Well, you still need to measure if you're doing a stretchy bracelet. Or if you're, if you're doing, what I like also are the ones that have the sliding knots that you can adjust. Boy, that was a terrible way to crimp that sucker. Okay, this is not what you want, but I was trying to put that other crimp cover on here, but you can see what I mean. So it's taken up room. I'm gonna redo this anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. But now you can see it looks like you've got beads. So if you don't like the slack in the, and you could put these anywhere. You could have put it in between two beads. So it's just a little trick. If you have extra play in your, whatever it is you're making, you could do this with bracelet. You can do it with a necklace. If you have extra wire showing and you don't like it, you can come in with the crimp covers. I do like this design. I just need to make it a little bit longer. Just be aware of that. It happens to the best of us. I always try to be transparent about these things. I feel like you learn more from my mistakes, and certainly, you know, I'm not perfect. And you saw how many times I measured that, but I really don't, I'll be honest with you, I really don't make too many bracelets, as you've seen. But it is something that I will need to work on more, so you will see more of these, so we can learn together. But I really do love the colorway. And while we're talking about the colorway, I did want to show you the necklace that I made while I was on vacation that kind of coordinates with everything. And I will do a finished jewelry update for you all. But here is our bracelet from tonight. And then this is the necklace. So I did a lariat necklace. I've used this really pretty heart that I got from Attagirl. I think I showed you that in the unboxing. And I added a leaf pendant and another little owl. And I just slid the beads through another one of those toggles. It just slides over your head. And then I just did a random assortment of course, the carnelian beads. I'm trying to keep this from moving. The pretty leaf beads that were in the mix. The garnet. And this bead was in my stash. I thought it was really cool. Add a little bling. Got the pretty check leaves. Kind of picking up the patina in this. And so, yeah, I made this and wore it out. But see, it coordinates nicely with the bracelet we just made. And so, yeah, it turned out pretty good. I really love the colors that we added to this box. Again, remember, it was pretty monochromatic. It had a little bit of light yellow, and then all the hot colors next to each other on the color wheel. And we added, of course, we did a tetrad. We added complements. So there we go. There's our 3-strand bracelet and a finished piece that I did while I was on vacation. So I'm going to wrap this up just by saying how much I appreciate all of you watching and encouraging me. I really hope that I'm inspiring you and that you're learning a lot about color. A lot of you are telling me that you are, and that's so great. I am going to do an unboxing of the newest bargain bead box this week, and we will have a whole new colorway to play with as we do our color theory explorations. So be looking for that. And then I will also be sharing with you the Winter Wonderland projects through Jesse James Beads that we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. And I think I have some other unboxings. And of course, finished jewelry updates. So I am well rested and back in the swing of things. I appreciate your time so much. I know, everybody's time is valuable, and the fact that you would want to spend it watching me and my shenanigans makes me feel very happy. So I appreciate you all very much. If you know anyone who'd like my channel, please let them know. And if you have not subscribed, I'd love to have you. I am trying to grow the channel, and I hope that if you have watched me a few times by now, you kind of know what I'm about, and you will join us. And by all means, join us on Facebook under Marcie Creates. So that being said, enjoy a little sneak peek of my vacation. little cameo of Buddy. Buddy is a beautiful dog, and he got a little shy, but I managed to get him on video for you. So enjoy him at the end of this video. And as always, take care of your sweet selves and your families and be safe. And I will see you on the next video. Oh, Buddy. Can you say hi to my bead group? Can you say hi? Are you being shy? You're so handsome. Shouldn't you be so... Oops. Okay, I'll leave you alone.